Ladies and gentlemen, we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Looseheads Sports Show program, entertainment channel, live on the Wandering Bear Sports Network. Proudly brought to you each and every week by the terrible human being that owns and runs Caffeine Gum Australia. If you do not chew caffeine gum, fuck you. How are you, Jed Gillespie? Top of the Shute Shield. Coach, you must be fucking feeling great at the moment.
I'm a little bit sick today. I'm having a little bit of a jetty at home day. So I'm reporting to you live from bed, and I had to put sunnies on because the light was too bright.
Your future's too bright.
Because future's too fucking bright. Now, apart from that, yeah, it was all right. It was a good weekend. We both had a good weekend.
It's a fucking wild weekend. Fucking wild weekend, all up.
100%, man. Which one do you want to do first? I want to do the task first because I'm gonna fucking lose it on some people.
Yeah, let's go to the task first. Obviously you're a big gambler, big time gambler. That's how you can afford this, apartment over in the eastern suburbs or wherever you
fuck to argue with you today, Charlie. Anything you say plays on.
Yeah, apparently the Tars are paying like $15 to win that game.
Yeah, I heard that.
And they beat the fucking Crusaders.
Yeah, mate, I got to be honest, the first time, like you always complain about the New Zealand sports fans, I've never got around it. I don't know. I just haven't seen it. It's the first time ever. I went onto like a post and they fucking just everything like, oh, fucking look at these idiots. It's just a round game, fucking this, fucking that. Like, holy shit. Yep. Everyone knows you're the best fucking country in the world at rugby. Just shut up for a minute.
I've got a theory, and we've talked about this before, but I'll bring it up again. I feel like they've got nothing else to be proud of.
What about The Hobbit?
The Hobbit was a great movie. I actually going to watch that today. I've got fuck all to do. So we'll have this discussion, then I'll watch The Hobbit. I got a couple of bottles of whiskey that I might just fucking...
Yeah, it's fucking cranking me out, mate. Who gives a shit? I'm throwing everything out the window today. I could be dying. I'm greeting the Grim Reaper with a warm hug.
You've got a nice looking country. Let's be really fair. It's a beautiful country. We've had a great time there. Got kicked out of a supermarket at 10 in the morning for trying to buy wine and cheese.
Everyone knows they're the best. Like everyone knows they're the best. I don't think anyone in the world disputes it. Maybe English people. I don't fucking know. Maybe South Africans. Australians don't. But a team that won 0 games last year is now fucking happy because they won a game against a very good team. So how about you just shut the fuck up? Take the L. They can all catch these hands. I'm fucking pissed off with them. And that's not the end of what I'm pissed off with today. So, Ben James, I know you're out there in your car fucking about to go scoop a poo out of a toilet. Get excited because I'm going to go fucking mental.
Is he a plumber, Ben James?
No, I think he's a Sparky. I just like to pretend he scoops poos.
The poor Sparkies are only worth, $500,000 a year. But the smart ones, I met a Sparky once who bought a plane because he had this job in Forbes, and he's like, fuck, I don't want to go to Forbes. I don't want to live in Forbes. I'll just buy a plane and fly to Forbes every day. So he paid for a pilot.
I'd much rather live in Cowra, for the record. Fucking love those blokes out there.
Shout out to the great people of Cowra. Cowra guys, get around it.
Yeah, 100%. Now, listen. Kane played well. Kane's played a few games well now. Who would have fucking thought? I'll tell you who would have thought. Anyone who watched the full fucking season he played, 18 games in a row, was a 19-year-old. Now, I'm not accepting the bandwagon. I remember those people who fucking didn't want him, and I'm not going to forget. So, Tars Fairweather supporters, I fucking got your numbers, and I still hate you. You didn't back him. The Randwick Mafia didn't back him. He's had to fucking claw and scratch and bite his way to the top. And guess what? He's actually just pretty good at football. I don't give a fuck what club he's from. He's just a good footballer.
Mate, this show is quickly becoming the Tane Edmund Appreciation Society show.
No, it's not.
I liked it when he showed a bit of emotion, mate. I liked a little bit of emotion.
He fucking it's because he gives a shit. The Tars should be happy. There's some good young bro. There's like Teddy Wilson. He's a fucking gun, man. He's going to be a gun. He's from East. Fucking Charlie Gamble, gun, East. Tane, gun. He is from my club, but he's very fucking good. And the reality of Australian rugby, how fucked up it is you only got to play 3 games in a row and then you're in the Wallaby squad.
Well, I was just about to say, all of those guys will look really good running around in Japanese club rugby in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
So, like a Waratahs beat the Crusaders, unreal. Obviously, DC is some kind of wizard. Brumbies beat the Hurricanes, was it?
Yeah, it's a good win.
I watched that last night. That was fun. I actually watched a lot of rugby this weekend.
What's going?
I was happy. I was happy.
There we go. There it is. I fucking knew it. So hold on. We got to start at the start.
Yeah.
Big win for the fucking Rebels. I did watch most of it last night before a train hit me in the face, and now I feel like this. How did it feel? How'd the game go?
Mate, you've got a small glimpse of some of the goings on, which not many people would know. So yeah, it felt good. Second grade wasn't great. We played well for about 45 minutes and then just put the foot off the gas. And a couple of little simple things where we made some changes didn't work. But yeah, with first grade, mate, it was awesome. Seeing Dougie get his 150th game for the club, probably have his best game in a couple of years, I reckon. And yeah, we looked a bit more like us. Couple of key guys back in. You know, still a little way to go, but yeah,
good win.
Felt good. It was a good way to bounce back after the last couple of weeks. It just goes to show. Like, I was looking at the table. I very rarely look at the table because I'm always the next week, the next job kind of person. But there's 8 teams that have lost. There's 8 teams that have won 2 games.
Yeah, I know.
I can't remember that in the history of me being involved in this competition, how close it is. You know, so I think there's going to be a bunch of things come into play. I think teams are going to have injuries come up. I think COVID's going to rear its ugly head again. And there's a lot more to be played out this year. I think teams are going to go through patches.
I have something to explode about, but firstly, Para beat students, and you know you're at an Eastwood home game when the game ends and there's 34th graders crowding around someone's phone watching Parramatta cheering Parramatta home.
Did you watch it? Have you watched it yet?
I watched most of it. It was a funny old game. I do think Parra scored some tries against the run and play, and effectively what they had to do was hold out that old school, just like maul scrum sort of thing that the students do. And they did just enough. I mean, they won the fucking game, so you know they did just enough.
I thought it was. Firstly, I enjoyed the hell out of watching it. Secondly, I thought Uni showed the exact wrong way to play Parramatta, and thirdly, I think Parramatta showed the exact right way to play Sydney Uni.
Yeah, you got to play. You got to play football. You must.
Very revealing.
Football. Now, Parramatta. Someone mentioned it to me. They've got some serious English people in their side at the moment.
They do.
I think what is it? The 10, the 8, the 7, or something.
Yeah. A couple of there's a Sales Shark Academy guy that they kept going on about. I think he's the 7. I think he's the 7. Okay. Who ended up going to hooker after who's the guy that used to be a tar? He ended up playing hooker.
JP Sawney.
Yeah. This guy ended up going to hooker. Mate, remember watching the Tars trial versus Para earlier in the year?
Yes.
I would have sworn they wouldn't win a game. They look so unfit, and now they look fit. They play footy. They got some dangerous players. You know,
it sort of shows you what a 10 does. I'll say, if you got a decent 10, you can get away with a lot. They kick, they run occasionally, they sort of direct traffic. Para got that big pack. The thing is that their lineout's operating decently at the moment. You know, I can't remember his name, but the fellow come over from East. He's good. He's a good footballer. You know, he's a good player, the 6. So it's a massive win for them. I'd be fucking stoked.
But like, what about Uni's kicking game to them? Like, and playing loose, and like they just did all the things that you shouldn't do. And some of the I like a lot of the Uni guys individually, but some of the carry on from them. You know, I think that they rocked up expecting to win that game easily.
Yeah. I mean, that's the danger of Parramatta, and like we fucking beat as a club we've been through in the last 5 years or something. You can't do it.
There's no easy games. There's no easy games.
You got to,
and anyone can beat anyone. If this comp's shown anything, anyone can beat anyone on their day.
If you're fucking but equally, if you're fucking off on your day, you're in strife. Now Absolutely. That Uni team are young, and I'm not saying that they're 19, but they're young. I actually got another
in terms of experience wise.
Yeah, They're young, man. Like sometimes, like how many games would they have been behind in their lives? Probably not many.
Well, that's right. Well, like how much adversity have a lot of them faced? You know,
It's really their fault. But
I know you're well into the junior rugby scene, but a lot of them would have been schoolboy prodigies who've come through the system and they're used to winning and they've just had a lot of success. And then, you know, a little bit of adversity. I tell you, my favorite part was seeing all the Para supporters singing in the crowd at Uni Stadium or whatever they call it. I wish I was there for that.
Yeah, look, maybe it's a reality check for Uni. The thing is, though, I went. Someone sent me their second grade back on, and I was like, "Fuck!" It had the Louis Holland in it, Jude Gibbs, who's very highly touted out of Joey's. Someone else. They've got Kennywell. Fucking, I think Clooney's Ross is playing. Like they've got some serious footballers there in the back line. It's the pack that are young.
Let's make a statement, though. I mean, you're in a punchy mood. We may as well just fucking carry on with this. Sevens players rarely make good 15s players.
Rarely, correct. There's sevens.
Really,
sevens is a different sport.
But I don't care if you got a sevens player. They rarely make good 15s players.
Correct.
Beautiful. How'd Eastwood go this weekend?
Mate, we had a blinder, but the Rats, like I said last week, the Rats are a fucking good side. Like they've just got danger runners, like Wyman and Harry Jones and their fullback Willett. Like they're all really good runners of the ball. And I don't know whether it was Roy O'Connor was out, obviously, so I suppose he's an old fella these days. That probably helped, but mate, they just weren't on. They just didn't hit their straps, and the D was on, and the big fellas were just, I don't know, they were running amok. So it was one of those. It was a game, that I haven't really had one this year where you're not fucking stressed for the whole 80 minutes, but it was one of them. So it was not too bad, to be honest.
Do you know my favourite player in the Shute Shield is that doesn't play for Southern Districts?
Who's that?
Wayne Borsak.
Oh, I love this.
Shout out to that fucking legend. I love watching him play.
Mate, he is so fucking huge. He's the biggest man on the planet. And I feel bad. Well, not bad, actually. Fuck that. I feel good because I know, like, even on an off day, like, he's going to just absolutely lean on someone's spine. He's a big unit, man. He's a big, big unit. Nice fella as well.
He is a nice fella. I like his social media. I've got him on Facebook that every so often it'll be like him holding a goldfish up or something. With like a tiny little puppy.
Yeah, bro, he could be holding a fucking pony and it'd look like a puppy. He's so fucking big. Andre the Giant's little brother. He's so big, man. But shout out to Nick from Moringa. Actually, had a yarn with him. He's helping out first grade.
Pivot Giblet.
What?
Their D coach.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Moustache.
Young fella?
Yeah. One of their coaches?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick. Yeah, Nick. He listens to this. Shout out to the great man. I'm doing the level 3 with him at the moment.
The level 3, one of the world's most highly touted courses.
That's right. That's right.
No, I was yarning with him as we're coming back from warm-up. He's a nice fella. But mate, they're still a good side. They're still going to do some stuff, but I don't know. I think teams are...
As we said,
one of those things we were saying, like if you have a bad day this year, I think you're gonna fucking have a long day. Like whereas in the past, I think the top 3 can sort of just play a 4 out of 10 and still sneak a win.
That's not possible anymore.
No, we were fucking awful against Randwick and we lost, and Randwick have gone on to pretty much lose out. I think, haven't they? I think
they beat East. I don't know.
East beat them on the bell. So like
they did, didn't they?
So on that, so you guys had a good win.
We're playing the 2 Blues this week.
Well, that's going to be. I like that for you.
I like it. I kind of do as well, but I think if we play the way we should play, it'll suit us. But they're a very, very dangerous team, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that game.
Yeah, fucking oath. I think I'll say on East. East is a funny one, right? They're going to get like 7 blokes back. And this leads me to my next point. Who the fuck in Sydney rugby, which old dinosaur decided we needed a top 8 out of 12 people?
Well, look, when you're down the bottom, you're kind of happy about that.
Bro, it's a 4-week. No, but this is what's going to happen. East are going to come roughly down there, and then they'll get fucking 8-10 blokes back.
Yeah,
and they'll make a run for the. It doesn't reward at all the first.
No, you know what it. Do you know what it was to do with getting more games in so clubs could make more money because of the last couple of years. So I get your point, but I also get their point as well.
But like it somewhat defeats the purpose of these rounds now a little bit because like someone could run in second. Let's say Manly run in second. Who the fuck knows? They play East in round 1 of the finals, who are just the Waratahs team. Where's the reward?
Yeah, I get it, but the amount of times that I remember Randwick back when South were making the finals every year, they'd have 20 guys come back, and then it didn't help them. So
they're all sevens players. That's why.
Well, sevens, yeah. Look, lots of great blokes in the sevens program, but not great 15s players. Now, you said before that you were about to explode about something. I just want to give a shout out to Ed Craig, Waratah debut. How good?
Yeah, it's a funny one. He's been playing well. Like he unfortunately one of the 50,000 players who's gone to Melbourne and failed to be developed by their system, which is not a shock. And then came back. You know, he's a teacher. He's teaching it. He was a buck. He's now a chore. And he's just playing good football. And like you've been saying for a while, you just got to be playing good football and he's got enough experience now. You know what, 7, 8 super games where it's like he'll be very comfy replacement. Mate, he almost played for the Force the week before.
I was just going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if other teams looking now.
Right, you know. Well, congrats to Ed. It was cool to see the Shaw guys there. And he had to.
That was cool. That was a cool photo.
Yeah, it's cool. And he had to hit a clutch line out while he's on. So, like, credit to him. He's a good dude and he's a good player. That leads me on to my next point. Last week we were talking about the COVID pool. I saw it this week. Have you seen it?
I haven't. I know some of the Southern District's people in it.
Do you want me to send it to you?
Yeah, I would like you to.
I'm going to send it to you right now. We're going to fill the air by talking about EP journals.
Is this what? Oh, shout out to those guys. Yeah. So if anyone wants to start journaling their progress in their training, EP journals, a bunch of very handsome, very charismatic, very athletic young men who have put together a journal system designed for professional athletes.
Get that into your chubby. Yeah, 100%. Get it on EP journals. I'm journaling right now. Here's the thing about the COVID pool. I don't know who picked that, but if Ray Charles was involved, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think that's just for the Reds, the one you sent me through.
Don't believe it.
Yeah, because there's more people than that on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the Reds COVID pool fucking sucks.
And they're all sort of Queensland guys. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who
MF is a Queenslander. CM is a Queenslander. PM's a Queenslander. CW is a Queenslander technically. TJ is a Queenslander. I don't know about EC isn't a Queenslander, I don't think. I've done highlights reels for a lot of those guys. we won't name names, but I think that's the Reds one.
What's the incentive? Why don't you just pick whoever's fucking playing best? What do you need a pool? It's not like they're isolating.
No, it's because you will pay for them.
Yeah, but why can't they just pay for the guy who they fucking pick?
I don't fucking know, dude.
Honestly, whoever runs this fucking bullshit. That was one of them. I just saw the list and I was like, well, I don't know what that list is. Secondly, what the fuck is a red card anymore?
Yes.
Why am I watching these games and going, what the fuck is a red card? Tane got lined up in the melon, right? And they let him, and then they were like, yeah, you know, mitigation, he's dropped, this, that. And I was like, you know what? That's not what I expected, but fucking kudos, because now I get to see a game of rugby. And then 2 seconds later, the big dopey fuck head clashed with Tane again, or with Hoops or something, and he got a red card for the fucking head clash. What are we doing here? What's happening?
Can I ask you a very serious question?
Fuck yeah, you can.
As a coach, so you're involved with first grade, right? I'm the head coach of second grade and the forwards coach for first grade. How
Yeah, you are.
And I'm not, in no way am I trying to talk myself up. If anything, I should be putting myself down. But in terms of referees, there's a huge jump between second grade and first grade, right? And then I imagine there's a huge jump between Super Rugby and first grade. Do you have some kind of theory? Because you know how you can send refs clips and get feedback and ask questions. Have you done that? Do you have any sort of thoughts about how to benefit your team by getting feedback from the refs? Because there was, we've got a lot of refs listening to this show. Shout out to those guys. But there was some questionable things going on in that second grade game that probably, I'm sure that the referee coaches have addressed. But what's your take on the best way to address that as a coach to benefit your team, your players, your club?
Yeah, like we said, man, we say every week, but like, almost all the refs meet are fucking great blokes. Will Houston's a great bloke. Quinny's a great bloke. Like
Matty Callahan, shout out, sir.
Yeah,
I know you're listening.
The reality is they've got to make an on-the-spot judgment decision that you can then go back and watch 11 times and go, that's not quite right. So most of the time, to be honest, and look, I'm not really in charge of it. That's the reality. I'm an assistant coach, so it's Ben's call to do that stuff. And I'm sure he does.
What's your take on it? What's my
take on it? My take on it is if there's a particular rule or something or something niche that has been interpreted in a certain way, it's important to get across that, because if it's going to be called every week, like they've been quite harsh on the line out block, the lifters blocking the jumper.
I haven't been harsh enough on it.
Haven't been harsh enough.
They haven't been harsh enough on it. But anyway,
they've been harsher in the past. Maybe it's the games I've had, but I've seen it called a lot more than I have seen it called in 2021, 2020. So as that started to happen, it was like, they'll say like, this is coming down and this is something that's going to be called. So, if you clip that and go, what on earth was going on here? Like, come on, surely they'll go, no, look, this is going to happen more. You need to get across it because it's going to happen more. Now, so you would do it from the context of trying to clarify a situation for yourself rather than going, hey, you got this wrong. Hey, you got that wrong. Hey, what are you thinking here kind of thing? Because I reckon, from a human being perspective, if I'm sending Matt Callahan 15 clips a week, he's going to get the shits with me. Even though we get on well, you know what I mean? Yeah, honey, I mean, of course. Like, but, I mean, sometimes the reality is like, though something will be done wrong, right? But if the answer from the ref is, mate, it's how I saw it in the moment, and the touch judge didn't call anything,
totally fair enough.
What are you supposed to say?
So you reckon? And if any refs are listening to this, feel free to reach out to us. If I send clips asking for feedback for myself so that I can coach my team better, that's a better way of going about it than going, hey, I think you got this wrong. Hey, I think you got that wrong. Hey, I think you got that wrong.
Yeah, that's what I think. I'm not in charge of it, but that's I think sometimes as well, like, if you're playing a certain guy who has a certain characteristic, you could say, look, I've found this. I think this is a pattern, or like, these guys seem to not.
Before the game. Yeah, before the game, I agree with that, because then it'll get it at the front of guys' minds. But really only if it's extremely prevalent. Like, if it's nothing major, I wouldn't be going out of my way. But like I said, you need to know what's going to be called again next week. So if something's happened, you got to know it, because then you can go, like, I know a big one this year is the sealing off, right? Yeah.
But historically, you hit a ruck hard, you fall off your feet, you fall on the bloke. It's play on. This year they're like, and I found it's particularly in A zone as you go into score pick and drives.
It's even worse in the lower grades.
Yeah, they'll get you for diving off your feet. So, like, you've got to allocate some time of training to be like, guys, if you do fall off your feet, you've got to pop up immediately, and you've got to alter the way that things are taught.
Grab a body. That's a big thing. If there's no contest, from what everyone's saying to me, if there's no chance of a contest, it'll be blown up.
Yeah, exactly. So like, that's a really good example, because that's been happening. And the more one is an example that's been happening with us. So that was really helpful. I think, I don't know whether the ref sent it to us or there was an inquiry or something, but they said, look, this is what we're going to be looking for. A couple of your players are doing it. I think it's just pure, like, we certainly don't teach it, but like, over the last 10 years where it's been acceptable, they sort of just have got used to it. So I was like, boys, you actually can't do this. Like, you did it in the 5th minute, did it in the 10th minute. And so it's a good way to get around it. You won't get that penalty next week.
How do you give feedback to you guys?
Usually, unless there's something sticking out like a sore thumb, they'll reach out and give me or Ben 2 things they've done well, 2 things they think they need to work on, and then I sort of take it from there and basically either have a conversation or send through messages, things like that. So I think it's better if it starts with some sort of self-analysis. It's just saying any feedback's a bit of a cop-out sometimes, but it's good if they go, yeah, look, I thought my tackling was good on the weekend. It was a lot of front foot, didn't miss any. But, I threw some bad tips or something like that,
Yeah. Okay.
What about you?
I like it. Well, everyone's got to do their own personal review. We get our unit leaders to do unit reviews as well. I don't like hearing what you've done wrong. I like hearing your plan to fix it. So just say your passing's shit or your throwing's poor when you get tired, then what are you going to do to address that rather than just saying, I throw poor when I'm tired.
It's never a negative. It's always a work on or
what's your plan to fix it? Like, we'll just say it. Some of our throwing when guys get tired is inconsistent. So this week, instead of just throwing before training, we're going to throw after training when guys are tired as well. So it forces them to actually nail it when they're tired. So having an actual action plan of how to fix the things is something I like to see. And then we get the unit leaders will do their review as well. And then between us, we'll come up with a plan for the week, things to fix, and then things to attack for the opposition we're playing as well.
Yeah, I mean, I like
that. It's hard to give everyone direct feedback. I try to every so often. There's
not enough time in the day.
There's not. But have you ever scrolled through? Todd taught me this. You actually can, on an iPad, you can scroll through and just track a player for a game, so you can actually see everything that they do. So I do that. I don't do it every week because it is very time consuming, and I actually try and make money every so often. But it's quite revealing when you go through. It's quite revealing when you go through a game 8 to 10 times. You just pick up little things all the time, and so I think if you got time, that's worth doing. But then I've got to do second grade as well. So
yeah, I know. Look, we've got a skills guy as well who sort of like if things are highlighted or something like tackle tech's not quite right, he also becomes involved. So there's different blocks throughout the week that they'll go and they'll be like, right, well you're on clean out tech this week or you're on low chop. So
you summed it up really well at the start. It's got to be some self analysis first because. Well, like I was very lucky in my career to have some really good scrum coaches. Like I had Dan Palmer, Nick Henderson was at South for a while, Cam Blades. So I never really had to think about it. And then all these guys left and they're like, oh, you guys don't need a scrum coach. So I was forced to think about it. And I think that really accelerated my learning. So if players are forced to think about things and then the coach kind of guides them in the direction that you want them to go, I think that that's quite a powerful teaching and coaching tool as well.
Yeah, it also gives you a bit of insight into what I still think is the most important thing, or one of the most important things with guys, aspirational or trying to be good football. You got to have yourself, whether there's any self-awareness.
Yeah,
like if you finish a game that, like I always say that, like 7 out of 10 every week will get you to the top. Like you need to be consistent in what you do. No missed tackles, no drop balls, do your role. 7 out of 10. But if you get guys going, yeah, I had a blinder, or mate, I was pretty happy with that, and there was 5-6 rolls missed, then there might be a bit of a self-awareness thing as well. So being self-aware is fucking important. But
then you go back to them and go, well, what about? So that, just say they give you that review, right? Then you go back to them and you could send a couple of photos or clips of the game and go, tell me what you think there. Like you miss your line out roll, you miss your roll on attack, you miss your clean out. To actually make them think about it, or do you just directly go, you missed your fucking roll there?
No, it's a little bit done for them, to be honest. Like I do my review Saturday night, so you can't fuck up. You can't fuck up your self-review too much because you've been tagged in things that you've done really, really well. You've been tagged in things that we might have missed. So it's more like, yeah, mate, you just, you saw clip 5, we miss more roll. We need to start getting that, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Sweet. I love it. But you were going to blow up about something before. Have you already blown up about it?
Sort of blown up. I fucking 1 year ago when everyone was fucking hammering Tane and Batch. Now, 1 year later, fuck you all, you stupid dogs. And I'm not allowed to say that. Ben won't do it. I'm going to do it. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're back to winning a losing donkey.
It's quite revealing who's in the change room after a win and who's in the change room after a loss.
100%. That's exactly it's a old boxing quote. Apparently, Greg Dowden's been hammering Eastwood on Facebook. Is that true?
I don't pay attention anymore.
Someone told me that the other day. I'm not on any of the Facebook groups, but Greg, if you're out there, smoke on the weekend, mate. How do you like that?
He doesn't like swearing. So big shout out to Greg. Fuck and shit and tits and ass and stuff.
Yeah, the dog India. I got a
He'll
question.
message me about this definitely. But yes, question go.
I don't care. Apparently, he's fucking hammering us after one loss. Show some fucking love, Greg. Damn it, my throat's going. This gastro is making my throat go. Oh god, party like a rock star. Fuck yeah. I got a question.
Sure.
How you finding the fucking change of the mall rule of the held up rule? Because it's pissing me the fuck off.
Yeah. It's almost taking away some of the advantage of having a good maul, isn't it? Because you get that continual build pressure. I think for the game, I quite like it for the flow of the game. Get a line drop out, and it makes it a bit more expansive, I guess, if you're someone that doesn't enjoy mauls and scrums. But as a forwards coach with a maul that functions reasonably well and a scrum that functions reasonably well, I'd much prefer a 5 meter scrum.
Yeah.
It
pisses me off. We haven't been held up too much lately because there was some bottles smashed after the last time we were held up. But I don't know. It seems like a slap in the face when you literally 0.1 of a meter out. You've had all the pressure, and then some dickhead lays on their back, and you got to go 60 meters downfield.
From a coaching thing, I think if guys are falling over as they get to the line, that's a little bit on them. But what we get guys to do is the front of the maul drives to the dead ball line. The only person who can collapse is the guy with the ball. So you tend to solve problems there. And if someone's holding him up and he's the last guy, they're fucking off. They're offside.
They're offside, and then you got to clip it.
Clip it, send it to the refs. Shout out to those guys.
Yeah, fucking oath. I will say there's no coincidence that this was the first week Eastwood had caffeine gum, and the first week in 10 years we've put up 0 points against us. So if that isn't a fucking anecdotal correlation for all you punters out there, get that one in your pipe and light that motherfucker up. Now I know, everyone on Cara looked like they were on caffeine gum, but I reckon they could use some extra caffeine gum just in case for the Sunday scaries. So,
very athletic, handsome, good-looking town, Cara.
Good-looking blokes out there. I didn't actually see any women, but there's some good-looking blokes.
all the Cara lambs just leaned them all up nicely and giving them good personalities and senses of humor as well.
Yeah. I was at a friend's house yesterday, and there was a door knock from the door knocked, and I was like, mate, he's a nice bloke. I was like, mate, you need to let me go answer that door because it's going to be some fucking person begging for $1 or some shit for, the Lane Cove Women's Frisbee Association. Like, let me go out there. And it was an independent coming for the region coming up for the elections. And
so he's going door to door.
Door to door. And
was it Wayne?
Wayne.
Borzak?
No, it wasn't Wayne Borzak. Vote one Borzak.
I'd vote for him.
I can't remember what her name was, but I opened it. He's just too nice. He was out there for fucking 20 minutes. What do you like? This is like my question last week where I didn't give the junkie fucking a lift to Ermington. What's too rude? What's too rude there?
Firstly, my grandfather, you would have absolutely fucking loved my grandfather.
Are you about to do the quote about politicians?
Yes, I am. But his whole thing was you be as polite as minimally possible and then just get out of there quickly. So I would have gone, look, sorry, I don't vote. I'm actually from England. Bye. Absolutely not.
I was like, fuck. And I opened a pamphlet and it was just the fucking worst. It was so shit. And I just thought, you know what? If she's going to run for the local independent, I'm going to run for local independent.
You fucking should. I think that would be great for the podcast.
I'm going to run as an independent in 2023, and I'm not going to have all these fluffy bullshit. I'm going to bring the people what they want.
Hunting, rooting, shooting, drinking, gambling.
No, they want fucking lower taxes. Stop handing money out to fucking everyone unless you run an independent podcast. Then you get free money.
Yes.
I saw someone trying to take Pokies away the other day. That won't be happening under
my
rule.
Oh, my God.
That's not happening. Tell me what sort... I know Eastwood Rugby Club will cease to exist.
So many pubs that we enjoy.
From the RSL.
So many pubs will as well.
What's a tradie supposed to do on a Friday afternoon when he's got a nice crisp pineapple and he wants to put it in fucking Lucky 88 and see the man clap and go times 88? What's he supposed to do? What's he going to do?
I'm just going to say this. I know you're a big time gambler. I'm not. I prefer to spend my money on things that go down the toilet. You know, like food, drink. It all ends up in the toilet.
Yeah, it does.
I was having a succulent Chinese meal with some local degenerate friends of mine, and I saw $50 disappear in about 2 minutes. It's just like fuck. Have you ever thought, like, a philosophy question? This might be too deep for some of our listeners, like Hugh Roach. Shout out to Hugh Roach, killing it in Austin.
Hugh Roach, yeehaw, baby.
So you might just want to switch off for the next 2 minutes, Roach. But have you ever thought about this? Have you seen the movie In Time where Justin Timberlake's some poor person and time's an actual currency? So I get if you charge $50 an hour for your time and you've just put $50 into Pokies and it takes you 2 minutes, you've just given away an hour of your life.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about it like that?
Have you ever thought about what happens when that blue and green coin drop and you're in fucking flavor country? Have you thought about that, Mr. Chubb? You fucking.
I've seen a well-known Waratahs captain. Absolutely. Well, I wasn't there, but I heard about it. Absolutely, just cleaned up.
What are we talking about? Everyone turn their radio down.
Yeah, that's right. Well, let's just say more than 10. More than $10. Yes, more than 10. Huge. More than $10 dues. More than. Yeah. So is Holloway still the Tars captain? He is, eh?
Yeah. Why not? I'll throw a controversial one at you. Gamble's better than Hooper. Marinate on that.
I'm going to throw another one at you. Jerome Brown is fucking awesome. I love watching that guy play.
Jerome Brown looks like the sort of guy, if I was in a bar fight, he'd help me.
Yes.
Jerome Brown, if you're out there, I'm fucking in my apartment. I'm a bit sick, but I want to hang out at some point.
Big Jerome Brown fans on this program. Happily have beers. You're welcome on the podcast anytime, Mr. Brown, sir.
Yeah, fuck
it. Charlie Gamble's going well. Gamble's going well, mate.
He's fucking killing it. He's killing it. Now, I don't know if he's an Australian citizen. I know he's a Kiwi. I headbutted him once, and I apologised afterwards because he's too nice as well. So he's a good guy. But I think he's fucking playing better. There you go. Yeah. And absolutely. The time has to come at some point for Mr. Hooper. He's still a fucking excellent player. I think he needs, particularly, I'm sure he will after the next World Cup, but he needs to be back on the yen train.
Hope that guy gets paid. I like that guy.
Yeah, good on him. Hoops. Just you listen now. Spread it around a little bit,
100%.
Spread it around to your favorite independent podcast.
Mate, you need a butler, a chef, fucking someone to just play darts with. I'm available, Mr. Hooper, sir.
I sort of got a butler. You just click menu log and fucking throw in your dad's credit card details, and you got yourself a fucking lunch.
I love that.
These cold and flus are hitting me different. I mean, gastro pills are hitting me different. The one I was going to bring. Oh no, actually, maybe that's too much. Bring it up. There was a guy attacked in Eastwood last night.
Attacked?
Yesterday. Yeah. He held up a anti-Chinese Communist Party sign and he was attacked.
Was he Chinese?
Nah. Or maybe. Hard to tell.
There was people protesting, some Chinese people protesting the Chinese party or whatever.
Yeah, but he was doing the opposite. So he was
supporting it.
He was saying they're bad. And the Eastwood residents were fucking bashing him. Now, if that hasn't slightly put me off getting a fucking nice lukewarm Peking duck, I don't know what else will. But
mate, Peking duck's awesome. Had Peking duck pancakes. Oh,
Peking duck pancakes are the fucking shit.
Yes.
Do we have to?
Is that our political chat for today? Like, we got anything else going on?
I fucking hate Grace Tame. I hope she fucking gets the first plane out of this country.
She's not a happy person. Like, she's not happy,
bro. Honestly, I know you're a fucking huge Albanese guy, but he's got about as much. He's got about as much personality as my fucking left foot. He could walk into my local at Cronulla and I wouldn't know who he was. Genuinely. No, but yeah, but you're just covered in Trump paraphernalia. How would you know?
The Trump train. Oh, have you seen those clips going around of Trump and Piers Morgan?
No.
Oh, Google it. It's basically Piers Morgan is trying to stick it to Trump in some kind of interview. I've only seen the clips for it.
It's not going to work.
But he's just, I don't know. I feel like we should probably talk about more controversial things, and I should try and rattle you more and get you to rant more, and maybe that'll increase our audience.
Yeah, go. Hit me with anything. I don't give a
What are your thoughts on Sleepy Joe Biden?
Oh, he's literally not the full quid. His brain's not functioning properly. He's got dementia.
It's very interesting what's going on with Elon Musk buying Twitter. I think
I got a question. This is my question. Yeah. Elon Musk, right? He's the hero of all the punters like you and me at the moment because he's taking the blue check mark brigade on. He's letting everyone say whatever they want. Elon's also acting a bit fucking whack at the moment as well. He's posting a lot of he also named his baby like a fucking formula for something. Like, what if he goes too far? Are people going to be like, what if he's like, I think you should be allowed to marry your kids and stuff like that. Is everyone still going to be like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I suppose, Elon. Yeah, all right.
But that's just a hypothetical. I think some of his,
I don't know.
Well, at the moment, it is a hypothetical, I think if you're a billion, if you got fuck you money, what's the point unless you can say fuck you?
If I had fuck you money.
I certainly wouldn't be starting a space company to try and take human beings to Mars or boring. No. Have you watched that Return to Space documentary on Netflix yet?
No.
Watch it today while you're in the pits of despair.
Did you say rugby game on Stan or documentary on Netflix?
Give yourself a break.
Sick? Are we both sick?
I've still recovering from the C word a little bit.
You've been smoking again?
I've actually considered starting smoking cigars again. We should actually do that.
So did I.
But you put what's it called when you put marijuana in your cigars?
No. We're not doing this. It's called a blunt. I don't do that. Now,
Mr. and Mrs. Gillespie, I know you listen to this show, but I'm very happy to come over for dinner anytime. And if you need a son that isn't like Jed, I'm happy to be that guy.
I've already got one. I've got a brother. He's a cop. So
he's a cop. Jeez, there's two opposite ends of the spectrum in that family. Bloody hell.
Well, there was a tilting point in my life where I've got a big announcement after this. I forgot about that. That's going to set the podcast fucking alight. There was a tilting point where, I was playing good footy, getting good marks, making teams. Everything was happening. And then all of a sudden, I was sort of 26, not making teams. Got the degrees, but not really doing anything with them. And then my little brother rose from prominence and started enforcing the law. And that's where I felt it tip. And that was the tipping point where I became the second favourite out of two. And it was
tough. Call that the Melbourne Rebels effect in this podcast.
Well, actually, I'm not. This isn't my big announcement, but I am going to do a deeper dive into Shute players who've gone down there and who's gone well, at what percentage have gone well, and who's gone bad.
There's so many that have gone bad
compared to other franchises. This is what I'm saying. So, over the last 8 years, if you look at someone like Ori was in UK, then Force, then come to Melbourne. Their pillar example will be Reece Hodge, right? Goes down there from Manly, becomes the franchise guy. But the list of people who've gone down there.
Jack Maddox.
Yeah. The list of people who've gone down there and have basically just trained and then disappeared into the sun is so long, and it's getting longer. And it only came up because of someone I know where it's going on right now. And I'm just thinking, what's the incentive? I also, no, I can't fucking say that on the podcast, Cal.
You can say whatever you can say whatever you like.
Well, okay, the Force are gonna send most of their players to Sydney, I've heard.
Interesting.
But Melbourne are not.
I saw Sitaleki Tamani running around in Perth Club Rugby the other day. So,
for the guy who works 4 days a week as an apprentice carpenter, that would have been truly fucking terrifying.
But Kieran Longbottom, shout out to Kieran Longbottom. I'm sure he listens to. He listens to this program. Former Eastwood guy.
Yep.
I remember doing a highlight reel for someone in the Perth Club comp maybe 2 years ago, and Kieran Longbottom, not known for his high speed running meters and his running lines and stuff, he scored a 50-meter try in a Perth Club game.
I spilled Diet Coke on him when I was 18. That's about as close as we got.
I scrubbed the ghost him once.
So did I.
I'm like, you're a fucking beast.
You're a strong man. No, my announcement was last week.
Yeah, sorry. Go.
Thanks, Chubby. Just fucking quiet down there while I make my big announcement, mate. Last week, I decided with my close circle of friends that I was retiring from dating, and we had probably our best week of the season. So I'd like to officially announce to the public that I have retired from dating for the remainder of the 2022 regular Shute Shield season.
Wow.
Yeah. No, that's going to the fact that we have a 94% male
female audience,
and the only females that listen are related to me. Now, will that upset those audience? Probably
or
not.
me, just quietly.
But I just thought I had to get that one out there. It's going to be big for a lot of people, but you just got to, just like COVID, just like anything else, you just got to wake up the next morning, put your shoes on, and get back to work.
Well, firstly, we've had this thing with the forwards at South about going all in, just really committing and going all in. And look, I'm sure absolute degenerate scumbags like James Whalen seeing his coach go all in would really probably inspire him to go all in.
I have so many things that I could say about that, but I'm going to refrain and just say that I'm glad I'm inspiring the next generation of involuntary celibate people to get out there and get in the workforce. Well, not the workforce because I'm not in that, but get into the coaching ranks. Despite the fact that
Waylo's like 17 years of age, but he looks 45. Like, what is it that happens? Is it just hard lifestyle? Do you know like, how does this happen? Has he been smoking and going to pubs since he was 12?
That sort of point hits me quite hard, all right? Because
that's why I'm asking.
Well, I'm only coming into that's the paradox. I'm really coming into my look now at 29. That was 6-7 years ago for you. So, you can remember back then.
5 years ago. Yeah.
Oh,
nearly 6 actually.
He's an old devil.
Yes.
But
I considered putting the boots on last week. Did we talk about that?
Yeah, you should. No, don't do that.
No, well, there was no. I thought we had 7 prop injuries, and I'm looking at it going, fuck, what can I do? And you know how you just don't stop thinking as a coach? I'm going, fuck. And so I go, you know what? Let's go. I've got a little gym downstairs. Did my 60 kilo squats because I've been very fucking lazy lately. Was sore for 3 days, and it quickly dispelled that fucking delusion that I had.
Did you build that booty?
Oh, mate, I could do nothing, and my booty's fucking going to be huge. I wish it would fuck off.
Oh, I got no ass.
Having no ass would be better than having an ass.
I don't know. I suppose it depends if you're Latino, but look, it works for both of us. I have to play in September. I'm going to Aspen, and I don't know how the fuck I'm going to.
How do I get on that trip?
You need to speak to a very rich man in San Diego who pays for everything. But
can I get on that trip?
I don't know. You may.
Can we ask?
Sure. I don't want to play prop or hooker.
I'll consider playing prop or hooker. I'll play hooker for that.
I reckon I'm going to try and make a deal with the team that if I get under a certain weight, I get to play 12.
What about so Batch is playing?
Yeah, reluctantly.
How about me at 9, Batcher at 10, you at 12?
I don't think Batcher's got that sort of flexibility, mate.
He's going to have to be doing probably 3-person's jobs there, but
he did play 10 in America. Anything goes in America. I could see myself getting red carded on the first minute of the first day for, tying my shoelaces up the wrong way or something. American rugby's fucking backwards. There's one for you. Awesome, is the MLR fucking going backwards? It was sort of cool for a bit. Does anyone care anymore?
I am doing a highlights reel for someone at the moment. I think the standard's gotten worse.
Yeah, but it was cool. It was cool when DC was there. He took a lot of shine to the Giltinis, but I reckon the Giltinis would come. I think they would lose to almost half the Shute.
I would agree with you. I'm also hearing that the gentleman that owns Austin is trying to sell.
You're telling me that the New England Patriot-like franchise, the Austin Gilgronis, is going to be sold?
Well, that's what I'm being told.
Holy shit, how will Texas survive without that?
One of the regrets of my life is I got an offer to play like Austin club footy 10 years ago, and I wish I'd done it.
For the Blacks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I'd done it.
A lot of my friends did that. I did the other way. I did the California lifestyle. You know me, I'm a free spirit. But I still recommend going to America for any of the young punters out there. If you got
marijuana's legal in California as well, isn't it?
Fucking smoke marijuana. I think I'm almost.
Oh, you eat it. Sorry, you eat it.
I think my parents know I don't do marijuana. I think, but I don't know for sure because it's talked about every fucking week on here.
Well, it would explain your lack of energy, the overeating.
I don't overeat. Actually, you know what? Let's do a fuck it. You know when Tom Segura, Bert Crusher did a weight loss challenge? Let's do some sort of fitness challenge. Me and you, and the loser has to post nudes on the site or something.
No. We'll actually do a good. No, yeah, that's a good challenge. I like that challenge, but there should be some sort of good prize. No one wants to see either of us nude. I've got one person that wants to see me nude, and I don't think she's the full quid, just quietly.
How is your sister? Yeah, we should do something like that because I got to fucking trim up while I'm celibate. I got to focus on myself, trim up, and then once I unretire from dating, I'll be sort of in good, decent shape again.
I like that. A weight loss challenge. It's the 2nd of May. So what about the 2nd of next month? Should we do a weigh-in?
Jesus. Well, are we weighing in today? Or when do we weigh in?
I won't be able to get to scales till tomorrow night at training. But tomorrow night, I'll send you a photo of what I weigh on the scales. When's
the zoo open? Get on one of those elephant fucking things they weigh the big cats on. Yeah, I reckon we weigh in by the end of the week sometime, and then we have 1 month.
Anyone else who wants to jump in on this? I don't know. Let's get the audience to tell us what we should do as a prize.
Have you got a 2? Have you got a 2 in your digit? Are you 1-2 or are you less than 1-2?
No. I'm about 114, 113, something like that.
Well, how are we gonna do this?
What are you at the moment? 120 something. No, just go percentage. You go percentage of body weight.
What'd you say I was?
What are you? 128?
Let's bump it up a little bit, see what happens.
Actually? Yeah. No, knowing you, this is what you'll do. You'll smash 2 4-liter bottles of water or 4 2-liter bottles of water before you weigh in tomorrow. So you'll be like, oh, Jed's 139 kilos. All of a sudden.
I learned. No, I could be that anyway.
You won't go to the toilet for 2 days. You probably don't go anyway.
I'm blocking myself up currently. I actually pre-planned this. I put a dumbbell down my pants. Yeah, all right. Well, what could the audience possibly suggest as a good thing?
I don't know. I'm thinking of making Jed Sold Me Drugs t-shirts, and maybe you could have Chubby Sold Me Drugs, and then we could get all of our forwards at each club. We could give them t-shirts saying.
You know the worst thing about the Jed Sold Me Drugs t-shirts is I think someone would buy them. That's the worst thing about them.
Now, you know what? I'll put them out when I'll put this show out this afternoon, so it's up for tomorrow. And if anyone from Eastwood wants to buy a Jed Gillespie Sold Me Drugs shirt, I'll give you $5 off. None of the profits will go to Jed. of course.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the profit.
what else is going on in the world? We haven't talked about current events. I've been fucking very insulated lately. Rugby league players are fighting again.
Where are they fighting?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. Elon Musk bought Twitter.
Blake Ferguson got another gig.
Whereabouts?
Rugby league in England. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. How come I wasn't like him where you just do whatever and you just keep getting gigs?
Surely they just all go to the Bali Bobcats rugby league team. And
is there a Bali team? I'd fucking go there.
Do you remember? Did you ever watch? There was a show about Bali where it was like following people around. It's like a reality show. Do you remember that? It was a few years ago.
No, I think you're talking about one of those videos you watch on the internet.
Oh, there's Todd.
One of those X-rated ones.
Fuck. Anyway, this is a terrible story. Our audience is probably switching off right now. We got anything else to talk about?
Yeah, actually, no. I was talking to this a fella from a school, a highly regarded, prestigious school, and he was saying how the parents, the rugby numbers are just fucking declining.
I think that's probably the case for all sports, isn't it?
What, all sport numbers are declining?
Yeah, I reckon that.
What are the kids
from what
doing?
My mum does a lot of coffee van events. Shout out to the coffee van.
Fuck yeah.
Shout out to the coffee van. Plenty of personality. Look, this is a caffeine family, but she's saying that a lot of junior sports numbers are down.
Why would that be there? You think that'd be pumping after 2 years inside, annoying your parents?
Oh, you would think so, wouldn't you?
So, but anyway, the point of it was he was like, oh, a lot of parents are pushing him into AFL, and AFL's cracked the Sydney like school market, like the fucking ritzy schools, like the one you went to, like the real ritzy stuff.
I went to a school where they wore shower curtains to school, and there was a bar on campus. Seriously, and there was a designated smoking area.
Well, I went to a ritzy school, and when I went to the school, you either had to play rugby or soccer, and if you played soccer, then no one would talk to you. But now it's AFL's coming into those schools, and AFL gets more concussions than rugby when you're young like that. You don't know where you're getting hit from. So where's the argument?
AFL is a dangerous fucking game. Too much running. You got to be too skinny. People like us would never be able to play AFL.
And the players disgust me. They pick up too many girls, and they should
get paid too well as well.
And they should be put in. I don't know. They should just be kept in isolation somewhere. Leave some for the rest of us AFL players. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of AFL. I suppose I'm not a big fan of rich parents either now. Randwick Mafia, fuck you.
Yep. Greg Dowden. Message to Greg.
I don't know why he's slandering Eastwood after one loss to Randwick, but don't. If he gets on board the train later this season, I hear about it. It won't be happening. That train will be coming to a grinding fucking halt, and he'll be.
Remember who was in the change room after a loss?
Exactly.
Versus a win, because it's very different.
I was in that change room and I was crying my eyes out. Obviously, COVID floating around. I got gastro, luckily not COVID. But you got to stay safe out there. I did have a quote for the week, but I seem to have forgotten it.
I've got a good quote for you.
Yeah,
you'll like this because you like overeating. But you've got to make a lot of good barbecue. I haven't slurred my words for a while. I think I'm doing nothing.
That was a good quote. I might get that one on my back.
That was a little bit like Sleepy Joe Boyd. The thing I said yesterday.
Barbecues.
I'm going to sum up America in one word. No, you got to make a lot of bad barbecue before you can make good barbecue. And they're referring to American barbecue, which takes some skill. So the reference I knew you'd appreciate. You got to make a lot of bad barbecue before you make some
Masters.
Yes, I'm going to watch that today.
I'll tell you, on another note, I think I said this last week, I've been spending a lot of time on Facebook Marketplace for reasons I can't disclose, but I've been selling a lot of things, and people out there are fucking wacko. They are off the chain insane. Like if you have an item that people want, they will just fucking hit you up nonstop. Like I was selling something for like a couple of $1,000, and this bloke wrote me this long message like how he really wanted it and offered me $50. So I didn't reply. I didn't reply to him. And then on the next time I posted something, he came on just spraying me. And then I tried to spray him and he deleted me and blocked me. So the lesson today is I'm probably on my third strike of Instagram. And when I'm on my third strike, I really don't have a choice. I have to be celibate. I have retired from dating once.
There you go. Jed Gillespie, third strike on Instagram and celibate.
I called a Kiwi fan a fucking piece of dust on the weekend.
They are.
That should be a removal of a strike. They should bump up your followers, bump it up.
I think that they are bad losers and bad winners.
Well, they don't fucking lose much. You think
that's what it means?
Lose one game at Leichhardt Oval, roll out better team next week, and fucking win by 100, win the comp, and shut the fuck up. Holy fuck. You guys it's embarrassing. You got to be able to take L's. Everyone talks about the All Blacks. They fucking sweep the change room and they fucking Sonny Bill's giving medals to kids who fucking violate laws, run on the field like they're the most holier than thou. That kid should have been put in prison.
Absolutely right.
Absolutely. But I run on the field. It's $5,000 fine, and I can't go to America ever.
And a lifetime ban. And a lifetime ban.
And hugs Sonny Bill, and he gets a fucking World Cup medal. Everyone talks about them like they're heroes. I like them as well. Then one fucking loss, and all their fans go down the toilet, taking the piss.
They got very little to be proud of, and very little to be happy about.
I know you were talking about how beautiful New Zealand is. New Zealand is a fucking trumped up Tasmania. And the only reason you go there is if someone's paying for the trip or you're in a remake of Lord of the Rings. You don't go there for any other reason. And the people who live there are bored because they're not allowed out of their houses. And I think you're allowed to marry your cousins down there. And that's it. I'm done with them for the week. They can beat it. They're a little country and they can beat it. I couldn't have said that any better myself. We should do a live. Bro. We should go to Cowra and do a live show, I reckon. I fucking loved. I already missed Cowra after 1 week.
No, well, let's go. Let's go out there at some stage, and we could do a session for the boys out there. Big Cowra fans on this show, I reckon. You could coach the backs. Speaking
of going way out of your way, the Wallabies are playing a test in Adelaide.
Yeah, I've never been to Adelaide.
I went to Adelaide for the NSC, the NRC, stayed in a caravan park next to the airport, and we played a curtain raiser for the local club comp.
You are one of the greatest Rams of all time.
There was 5 Wallabies playing, and we played a curtain raiser for the local club comp.
Wallaroos start next week.
Okay, are they got NZ?
I think they're playing Fijiana and Japan, from what I saw. I'm actually going to watch that.
I'll watch that.
I'm going to watch that. You know what? I got a theory. When you know people involved, it makes it more entertaining and more enticing. So I know a couple of the coaches, so I'm going to fucking get around that. Shout out to those guys: Jay Tregoning, Scott Faver.
Scott Faver's coaching the women's.
He's defense coach.
Where's he been?
Just fucking making tons of money, running around the Shire. He's got a couple of businesses in the Shire. Coaches. There's some junior sport. We should finish soon because you and I could dribble a fucking day. But he coaches like one of the junior girls teams.
Yeah.
Because his daughter plays for him, and this sums up junior sport. He's applied after being encouraged. I'm told that this is the story. He was encouraged to apply for the rep team.
Yeah.
And some of the parents were like, are you qualified to coach this? Have you ever coached at a rep at this level before? And it's like under 10s or 12s or something.
That's so embarrassing, bro. I don't look. The chance of me having kids are fucking slim to none. Let's be honest, mum and dad. But if I do have some, I don't know if I want to coach your under 10s team. Seems like a fucking nightmare.
Oh, he got asked to. He got asked to. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it either.
Bro, imagine having some kid who he's
imagine parents saying that to you.
Bro, they're playing with butterflies in the corner, and the dad's like, "Mate, why aren't you playing him at 5'8"?"
Yeah. Are you qualified to coach this team? Shute Shield first grade coach, Wallaroos defense coach, Wallaby Australian sevens.
It's
Played for like
7:30.
every Super Rugby team.
It's 7:30 in the morning, and it's two-handed touch. I need you to fucking shut up.
That's exactly right.
Like honestly,
shouldn't it be fun? It should be fun. Should be fun.
I honestly think that anyone who coaches kids who are under 13 should be knighted because it is impossible. It's like herding cats.
I've got no desire to do it. No desire to do it. Anyway, let's end on our traditional Jed Gillespie inspirational message for the week. If you manage to stick this entire show out, I think this might be our longest episode ever.
Really?
But if you I think so. What time did we start?
I don't fucking know, mate.
I felt like we started before 9.
Maybe.
If you manage to stick this out to the end and listen to all this dribble, please subscribe, like, share, comment, send Jed nudes, and most importantly of all, buy caffeine gum. Jed, your wise words to finish.
If you were thinking of buying property in Cowra, do it. And if you know anyone who's from New Zealand today, just send them an abusive message. That's it. It's nothing crazy. It's not like you don't have to, there's no physical harm. Just send them a message, say, hey, man, fuck you. I hope you're having an awful day. That's it.
I don't know if you could have said that any better.
Can't do it, man. Stevie Wonder.
Look, I'm looking forward to all our as soon as marijuana is legal in this country, we'll be selling it on our online store. The Jed Gillespie no sex till marriage strain. We're already testing it at the moment.
It's working.
Jed's testing it at the moment. Shout out to everyone at Eastwood apart from James Wayland. Shout out to Wayne Borzak. Yeah, and good luck this week. Who you guys got this week?
We've got Manly this week. Manly beat the North.
They've been on a run.
Yeah.
It'll be a hard game. Hard game.
They sort of play a little bit like us, which I kind of like though. So I suppose we'll see them at 3:00 and may the best man win. Who you got? You got
Para. Tough game. Looking forward to it. Very glad I don't have to play anymore. Yeah. If you don't chew caffeine gum, fuck you guys.
Go fuck yourselves.